Let's take you to the Philippines now, where the number of people who have died after a super typhoon hit last week has risen to more than 375. We've heard from the Red Cross saying it is carnage in many areas, no power, no communication, very little water. The typhoon has caused extensive damage to many islands, including Siargao in the south of the country. Let's take you there live. We can join our Philippines correspondent Howard Johnson, who has managed to get there. He joins me on the phone because clearly there are communication issues. Howard, how are things there?
Yeah, that's right, Lucy. Communication here tonight. I can see just opposite me the Philippine Red Cross offering their satellite phones to people here so that they can call loved ones. It's pitch black here. You can hear maybe the buzz of the generator in the background. There's no electricity here in the city. And I'm standing in an area that was normally a buzzing surfer's paradise. It was voted by Condé Nast Island as one of the best island destinations in Asia this year. And now it resembles a ghost town. You can see trees eerily without leaves on them, lit up by the low lights that are running off the generators tonight. But today, moving around the island, I spoke to many people who were forced into tears because of the experience that they went through when they relived when the storm hit. They said it was an awful experience. They were terrified with their children cowering next to them. And many people have been telling me that they're worried about water supplies here, particularly some people have been getting diarrhea and stomach issues because the water they're pulling up from the wells is no longer drinkable. So they're appealing for more water, more food, and for the electricity to be fixed so that the communications can come back as soon as the electricity is back up.
So Howard, is any aid getting through? And if so, how are they getting it to Siargao?
Aid is getting through, but not enough right now. What we're seeing is these planes coming into the airport, but not enough at the moment. We saw today a C-130 Philippine Air Force plane coming in. Around 100 or so tourists were waiting outside when I arrived. They were desperate to leave Siargao. They are worried that there won't be enough food supplies in the days and weeks ahead. In fact, I spoke to the regional governor, and he told me he feels that the power could be down for months here unless people supply engineers and experts to get the grid back up. So the only way to get food and supplies in is through the airport, but only a certain limited number of planes are coming in each day.
Such a vivid description you've given us, Howard, of what's happening on Siargao. But are there still islands in the Philippines that we just don't know what is happening there and what the effect has been?
Absolutely. I mean, this is such a complicated geography, how this storm moved across. The Philippines has more than 7,000 islands. This hit 9 of them. And even on this island, there are areas that haven't been reached yet. So the full extent of this storm, as is reflected in the growing death toll, is only becoming clear as the days go on and people venture further afield into different islands and different spaces to find out how people are doing. Here we heard one island just off Siargao Island, there were people living off coconuts because they didn't have enough food to get by. So clearly this is a grave humanitarian crisis here in the Philippines.
Yeah, the picture's still emerging. Howard, great to talk to you. Thanks for joining us live from Siargao in the Philippines. Our correspondent there, Howard Johnson.